The universe is filled with wonders. From the vast expanse of the Milky Way to the intricate beauty of distant nebulae, the cosmos is a testament to the marvels of creation. Yet here on Earth, we face a danger of our own making: nuclear war. Our bustling cities and thriving civilizations are under the shadow of a threat that we have created ourselves. The destructive power of nuclear weapons threatens our very existence. A single detonation can obliterate entire cities, leaving nothing but devastation in its wake. We must understand this threat. It is crucial for us to educate ourselves and others about the potential consequences of nuclear warfare. We must also find ways to prevent it. Diplomatic efforts, peace treaties, and international cooperation are essential in mitigating this danger. The future of humanity depends on it. The lives of future generations hinge on the decisions we make today. We are a species capable of great things. Our achievements in science and technology demonstrate our potential for progress and innovation. We explore the cosmos and unlock the secrets of the universe. Our quest for knowledge knows no bounds, and our curiosity drives us to reach for the stars. But we also possess the power to destroy ourselves. The same ingenuity that propels us forward can also lead to our downfall if misused. Nuclear war is not a science fiction scenario. It is a grim reality that we must confront with urgency and resolve. It is a real and present danger. The threat of nuclear conflict looms over us, demanding our attention and action. The threat of nuclear war is not new. It has been a persistent concern since the dawn of the atomic age. It emerged in the 20th century with the development of atomic weapons. The Manhattan Project marked the beginning of a new era of warfare. The horrors of Hiroshima and Nagasaki stand as a stark reminder of the devastating power we possess. The suffering and destruction caused by these bombings are etched into the annals of history. Since then, we have lived under the shadow of this threat. The Cold War era was marked by a constant fear of nuclear annihilation. The world has come close to nuclear war on several occasions. The Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962 brought us to the brink of annihilation. The Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962 brought us to the brink of annihilation. It was a tense standoff that could have easily escalated into a full-scale nuclear war. The threat of nuclear war persists even today. Despite the end of the Cold War, the danger has not disappeared. We must never forget the lessons of the past. The memories of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and the countless lives lost, must serve as a constant reminder of the path we must avoid. Nuclear weapons are unlike any other weapons ever created. They release unimaginable amounts of energy in a split second. The heat from a nuclear explosion can vaporize an entire city. The blast wave can level buildings for miles around. The immediate effects of a nuclear explosion are horrific. People within the blast radius are instantly vaporized. Survivors face radiation poisoning, burns, and other injuries. The aftermath is a scene of unimaginable devastation. The bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki were relatively small by today's standards. Modern nuclear weapons are far more powerful. A single detonation could kill millions of people. The long-term consequences would be even more devastating. Imagine a bomb detonating over a major city. Buildings would crumble into dust. Fires would rage through the streets. Thousands, perhaps millions, would perish in an instant. The world would be forever changed. The immediate effects of a nuclear explosion are only the beginning. The real horror unfolds in the aftermath. A large-scale nuclear war would have catastrophic global consequences. One of the most terrifying is nuclear winter. Nuclear explosions would ignite massive firestorms. These fires would release millions of tons of soot and smoke into the atmosphere. This thick cloud would block out the sun's light and heat. The planet would plunge into a state of perpetual twilight. Temperatures around the world would plummet. The sun's rays would be unable to penetrate the dense cloud cover. Crops would fail. Food supplies would dwindle. Millions would face starvation. This nuclear winter could last for years, perhaps even decades. The Earth's climate would be disrupted on a global scale. The consequences for humanity would be catastrophic. Imagine a world without spring. The warmth of the sun is a distant memory. The land is locked in a perpetual winter. This is the bleak reality of nuclear winter. The cold would be relentless. Millions would freeze to death in their homes. Those who survived would face a daily struggle for survival. Food, water, and shelter would be scarce. The collapse of agriculture would be devastating. Crops need sunlight to grow. Without it, our food supply would vanish. Mass starvation would be inevitable. The delicate balance of nature would be thrown into chaos. Plants and animals would die off in massive numbers. The planet's ecosystems would be irreparably damaged. Section 5. The fragile fabric of society. Nuclear war would not only destroy our physical world but also tear apart the very fabric of society. The cities we once knew would be reduced to rubble, and the landscapes we cherished would be unrecognizable. The breakdown of law and order would be swift and brutal. In the face of such unprecedented chaos, the authorities would struggle to maintain control, leading to violent clashes and widespread unrest. People would be driven to desperate measures to survive. With resources scarce and the future uncertain, communities would fracture, and individuals would prioritize their own survival over the collective good. In the aftermath of a nuclear attack, panic and chaos would reign. The initial shock would give way to a frantic scramble for safety as people flee their homes in search of refuge. People would be fleeing for their lives, searching for food and shelter. The mass displacement would create a humanitarian crisis, with countless individuals left without basic necessities. The rule of law would collapse, leading to widespread looting and violence. In the absence of order, opportunistic behavior would thrive, and the social contract would disintegrate. The social order we take for granted would vanish. Governments would crumble, unable to provide the stability and services that once held society together. Essential services like healthcare and transportation would collapse. Hospitals would be overwhelmed or abandoned, and the infrastructure that supports daily life would cease to function. We would be thrust back into a primitive state of existence. The comforts and conveniences of modern life would be replaced by a struggle for basic survival. The psychological toll of nuclear war would be immeasurable. The trauma of such an event would leave deep emotional scars, affecting individuals and communities for generations. The trauma of witnessing such devastation would leave lasting scars on the survivors. The emotional burden would be heavy, with many struggling to cope with the loss and destruction. The loss of loved ones and the destruction of our way of life would create a generation haunted by grief and despair. The memories of what was lost would linger, shaping the collective psyche of those who lived through it. Section 6. The risk of accidental war. The threat of nuclear war is not just a hypothetical scenario, it is a looming shadow that has persisted since the dawn of the nuclear age. It is a very real danger that we live with every day, often unnoticed in our daily routines. The tension is subtle, but ever present. The risk of accidental nuclear war is higher than many people realize. This risk is compounded by the sheer number of nuclear weapons in existence. The world's nuclear powers possess thousands of nuclear weapons, each one capable of causing unimaginable destruction. Many of these weapons are kept on high alert, ready to be launched at a moment's notice. This state of readiness is a double-edged sword. This creates a situation where a simple miscalculation or misunderstanding could have catastrophic consequences. Technical malfunctions, false alarms, and human error have all come close to triggering nuclear war in the past. The history of the nuclear age is filled with near misses and close calls. These incidents serve as stark reminders of the fragility of our safety. The possibility of a cyber attack on nuclear command and control systems adds another layer of risk. In our interconnected world, cyber threats are a growing concern. The proliferation of nuclear weapons to more countries also increases the risk of nuclear war. As more nations acquire these weapons, the complexity of maintaining global security grows. The more countries that possess these weapons, the greater the chance that they will be used, either intentionally or accidentally. International diplomacy and efforts to prevent nuclear proliferation are crucial in mitigating these risks. Section 7. Diplomacy, the path to peace. The only way to eliminate the risk of nuclear war is to eliminate nuclear weapons themselves. This requires a global effort based on diplomacy, cooperation, and a shared commitment to peace. Diplomacy is our most powerful tool for preventing nuclear war. We must engage in open and honest dialogue with other nations, especially those that possess nuclear weapons. Building trust and understanding is essential. International treaties and agreements are crucial for reducing nuclear arsenals and preventing the spread of nuclear weapons. The Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, or NPT, is a cornerstone of these efforts. We need to strengthen existing arms control agreements and work towards new ones. This includes reducing the number of nuclear weapons, limiting their development and testing, and eventually eliminating them altogether. Section 8. A call for global cooperation. Preventing nuclear war is not just the responsibility of governments and world leaders. It is a responsibility we all share. Every single one of us has a role to play in creating a safer world. We must educate ourselves and others about the dangers of nuclear weapons. We can support organizations working to promote peace and disarmament. We can contact our elected representatives and urge them to prioritize nuclear disarmament. Public awareness is crucial. The more people understand the threat of nuclear war, the more likely we are to demand action from our leaders. We need a global movement for peace and disarmament. Small actions can make a difference. Talking to friends and family, sharing information online, and supporting organizations working for peace can contribute to a safer world. Section 9. Our shared future. The future of humanity hangs in the balance. The choice is ours, to continue down a path of fear and destruction, or to forge a new path of peace and cooperation. We have the power to create a world without nuclear weapons. It will take courage, determination, and a shared vision of a better future. But it is a future worth fighting for. The pursuit of peace is not a naive dream. It is the most important task facing humanity. We must choose hope over fear, cooperation over conflict, and ultimately, survival over annihilation. The stars above remind us of the vastness of the universe. Our planet is a fragile oasis in the cosmic void. Let us protect it, not destroy it. Let us choose peace. The future of humanity depends on it.